As you know from the title, in this video, we will talk about how often do you water a corn plant. So without wasting your time, let's start talking. The very first thing every corn plant's owner should know that the worst thing to do with this plant is to overwater it. Dracaena fragrans or corn plant can develop root rot if they receive too much water. So always check soil moisture before watering. An interesting thing I want to share with you that corn plant was one of the plant used in NASA's clean air study, which proved to remove a considerable amount of toxins from the environment. See, you get the health benefits too with this beauty. But it is toxic to pets and people. Keep the plant out of reach of pets and children. Remember to protect them from droughts as they can lead to dry, brown scorch marks on the leaves. The leaves may die if exposed to excessive sunlight. Proper lighting is the key for speedy growth for your corn plant. We will talk about the lighting later, but first, let's discuss about the watering. First thing first, never water your corn plant or corn palm on schedule. This habit is suitable for you, not for your plants. Once every 1 to 2 weeks is recommended, but before watering, always have a look at the soil. Corn plants thrive in soil that is moist but never soggy. How to know that you're overwatering your Dracaena? The leaves will start to yellow and droop. You may also notice root rot or molding soil. Too much water and poor drainage can cause a sudden loss of leaves or root rot. Make sure the soil is well draining and the plant pot has several drainage holes. A good system for determining when to water is to scratch into the soil about 1 inch down. If it is dry, then it is time to water. And how to tell your corn plant is underwatered? In an underwatered corn plant, you will notice brown leaf tips accompanied by dry soil, and you may see leaf curling and brown, crispy lower leaves. Brown tips on corn plants happen due to insufficient water reaching the leaf tips to keep them healthy. You can water your corn plant thoroughly during the growing season while allowing the top 1 to 2 inch of soil to dry out between waterings to keep the soil moist at all the times. Decrease watering in the cold season to maintain the soil slightly moist but never allow the soil to dry out completely. I would say a grower to keep the soil slightly damp to the touch and in the winter slightly dry. Soil that is too wet or too dry will lead to plant health issues. Most of the corn plants owner notice that they have brown tips or edges on the leaves. This is because your tap water containing chlorine and fluoride. Ensure that the water is free of chloride, fluorides and other chemicals to prevent brown leaf tips. Use filtered water or rainwater. If you do not have any option, leave the tap water in a container for at least 2 days to evaporate the chemicals. While watering, use room temperature water, as cold water will shock the corn plant. Striped Dracaena is a tropical plant. Therefore, use water at room temperature to water the plant to avoid shocking it. Water the plant until water comes out of the drainage holes in the pot. Plants that get too little water or too much dry air can get dry leaf tips and the edges. Add a humidifier or mist the plant regularly to increase humidity. Increase the plant's water but never let the soil get soggy. If you're having brown edges on the plant, trim the yellow or brown parts. Trim them in a manner that make them look like in their original shape. In this way, it will look natural. If you see any lower leaves that are dying, cut them completely. This will encourage new growth. Dear viewers, it took a lot of time and effort to make this kind of videos. I would appreciate if you like the video and subscribe for more houseplants care videos. Don't forget to share your views in the comments.